Uh, Good evening, everyone. I am Vikas Kumar Oje. I will taking the session 9 of CodeCraft. It's the last session. Hope you all enjoyed the sessions of the CodeCraft. And this is the Slido QR. Just scan it so that you can ask your question in Slido. You can also use the chats of the teams to ask the question. Uh, I guess everyone have scanned it. So let's start. So file handling. So file handling refers to storing information in files. So, and files help us to store the information in the system permanently. Sometimes it happens that the output of some program that we want to run, we would like to save it for some times so that we can use it later. In general, whenever we run a program, it gives some output and then the output is automatically erased after some time when we again use the program. So if we want to store the output of the program permanently, we have to store them in files. So that's why file handling is important. So let's look at what are streams. So as you know, in general, we know streams are small rivers. But in computer science, streams refer to the flow of information, flow of data in and out of the program. So here you can find in this diagram, the top part is showing the inflow of the data and the bottom part is showing the outflow of the data. That is the process data. And here are some basic definition of disk I/O operation and console I/O operation. So in disk I/O operation, the input of the program is from the system and the output is also goes to the system only. But in the console I/O operation, the input is given through some hardware such as keyboard and the output appears on the monitor. You might have heard of some console games, so you can relate with it. So that's what about streams is. So to handle file in C++, there are various classes. There we will have a brief discussion about 9 classes which are used in C++. They are inbuilt classes. So let's start. First one is IOS. IOS stands for input output stream. It handles the input and output of the information. So this is the base class for all the other classes. iOS itself is derived from another base class known as the iOS base. So hope you all remember the inheritance session. This class is derived from the iOS base class. So iOS helps for getting the input and giving the output. Let's talk about the another class known as the iStream. iStream stands for input stream. This is also derived from the iOS class. So this stream helps to take the input from the user. You might have used this extractor operator in cin. So it is overloaded in this class only, which make it enable to use cin. There are some functions which are available in the iStream are getLine, and read. In this session, we will be going through getLine function only. Next is OStream. Just like iStream, this is the OStream, that's the output stream. So this is also derived class from iOS, and the insertion operator that you have seen from the cout part that is used with cout is overloaded in this class so that you can use this operator with cout. Some functions which are present in this class are put and write. Stream buff. So stream buff actually manages the buffer. So a buffer is a temporary location in the memory where file is or some information is stored for some time. Actually, whenever you give some input to the system, it doesn't directly goes to the system. It is first stored in some proper location, and from there it goes to the system. And when the system processes that input and wants to give the output is first goes to a buffer where it is stored stored, and from there it is shown as an output. So buffer is nothing but a temporary memory location. So stream buff just contain a pointer to that buffer so that it can be used to take input and give output. Now let's look at the fstream base. So fstream base is the file stream base. It is the base class which is used for managing files. So it contains functions such as open and close. Open function is used to open a file using this using the class, and close function is used to close the file using the object of the class. IF stream, just like iStream, we have IF stream. It is the input file stream. This stream helps us to take input from a given file. It means it helps us to read data from the file. So it contains the open function, and it inherits functions such as getLine, read, seekg, and telg. We will be reading about getLine only of these functions. OF stream. So it is the output file stream. Just like the O stream, we have OF stream. This helps us to give output to a file, just like creating a file or writing something to the file. So it also contains the open function, and it inherits functions such as put, write, and seek, p, and lp. So let's have a glance at the other class, which is F stream. So F stream is nothing but the combined version of IF stream and OF stream. It is a general class which can do the work of both IF stream and OF stream class. And we have a file buffer, which is similar to as the string buffer, which the class name is file buff. And the special thing about the file buff is it helps us to determine the length of the file. Okay, of this 9 class, we will be studying about IF stream and OF stream only. So here is a map showing all the classes and the header files required. So in the iOS header, you have iOS base and iOS. The direction of arrows show the direction of inheritance. And here is the I stream, that's the input stream. You can see the class that are present in these headers, such as the iStream, IOStream, and other stuff. You might know this class IOStream because before writing every program you write has include IOStream, which is a general input-output string used in a general C++ program. So, and here is another F stream. This header file helps us to manage file. This contains other class such as IF stream, F stream, OF stream, and file buff. We'll be studying only about IF stream and OF stream. There is another header file known as the S stream. S stream is nothing but the string stream. So I haven't discussed about that, but I will just brief about it. So it has class such as iString stream. So it is input string stream. It takes input in the form of string, and this class, the O string stream, help us to give output in the form of string. And the string stream is just a general class, just like F stream, which enables both input and output in operation. And similar to file buff, we have string buff, which is a buffer used to store the data before taking the input and before getting showing the output. So let's start with the coding part. So let's see how to create and read and write to a file. So for doing operation with files, we need to include F stream. As you have seen, within the F stream only IF stream and OF streams are present. So we have to include this header. And you have to first create an object of OF stream. Since we are creating a file, actually direction of flow of data is from the program to the system. So we are actually trying to output something from the program. For that, we are using OF stream. So we have to first create an object of OF stream. Let's say I will call this object as out. To create a object, create a file with name my files, I will just write out.open and in the bracket my files. This open functions actually create a file of this name my files if it doesn't exist. And if it exists, it will rewrite the whole thing. It means it will erase the all information present in the existing my files name file. Okay, I guess it was clear. Any doubt till now? I will take it as that you have understood everything till now. Okay. So I have till now explained how to create a file. So out.open my files with create a file with name my files. And if a file of such name already exists, then it will rewrite whole file, means it will erase all the data present in that file. Now let's come to the if else loop that I have written here. So if out, the thing is that in the OF stream class, the Boolean operator is overloaded such that the out object can work with the if else loop and any conditional loop. It can also work with the while loop. So if out, so you can just think that if file opens successfully, out returns a true, else it returns false. So if out means I am just checking, is the file opened, has the file opened or created successfully? If yes, then cout file has been created successfully, else an error has occurred. As I have said, if the name, a file with name my files already exists, it will erase all the information present in that file. So I have given here a warning. If the argument of the if in the argument of the open function, if the name of the file specified to be created already exists, then all the data in the file will get erased. So this has to be taken care, because else we will lose the data of the file. So let's proceed. So there are some other way of creating files. So let's see how to use isOpen function. So first we will do out.open my file. So by here we create a file name my files. So out.isOpen does the same work as out. Out.isOpen returns 1 if the file is opened, else it returns 0. That is, if the file is open, out.isOpen function returns true, or else it returns false if the file is not open. So it just does the same work as writing simply out. Just check whether the file has been opened or not. Okay, so and we can also bypass the use of open function here. While we are creating an object of OF stream, we can just in the we can use the constructor of the OF stream and write the name of the file after the out object, and the file will be automatically opened. Means it will be created if it does not exist. So I guess till here it is clear. If any doubt, you can write in chats. Any doubt? Since there is no response, there's someone raised his hand, so you can write on chat. Write in chats what's your doubt. Astha Tiwari, you raised your hand. Do you want to ask something? You may use chat. Okay. Okay, I am facing. So I will look at, okay. So regarding the test case of the mini project, we will see it at the end of the session. If any problem related to this, you can ask. I think no issue, so I will proceed further. So let's see how to write to a file. So since OF stream is used to give output to a file, writing to a file is also means giving output to a file. So first we will create a file or open a file using the OF stream, and we will use the object out here. I'm using the object out here, and we can use the object of OF stream similar in fashion same as cout. So the object of OF stream works same as cout. So you can write out and the insertion, sorry, and I forgot the name of this. It's the insertion operator, and hi, this file is created. So just like cout, it will work. And you can also define a string as I have done here with the, and that also you can define a string as like hi, this file is created, and enter the data of the string into this file. So these are the method in which how you can write to a file. It's pretty simple, I guess, because it is same as cout. And in IF stream class, you will see that the object of IF stream works same as cin. So let's look at the getLine function. So till now you have been taking input in the form of using cin function. So the problem with using cin is that it only inputs a word. If you want to give, if you want to, let's say there is string s and I wrote a program like cin s, and if in that program when run and someone tries to enter the data in the string as my name is this, the cin will only read my name, only mine, because cin stops taking input after it encounters a blank space. So as I have written here, cin takes inputs until it encounters a blank space or a new line. So as soon as you press a enter key or press a space key, it stops taking the input. But in case of file to get the input, we want to take the whole line as an input. In this case, we use getLine function. Actually, the getLine function continues to take the input until it encounters a new line. So until and unless it encounters a new line, it continues to take the input. And this is the syntax of using getLine. Let's say we have a string defined as s. So I will write getLine bracket cin comma s. So this will do the work of taking from the user the whole length of the line and not only a single word. So I guess getLine is also clear. It's a small topic and we'll proceed now. Okay. So how do we read from a file? Do note that reading from a file means taking input from the file to the program. So for that we will use IF stream. So just like the way we created an object for OF stream, in this also we can define an object like in. I have defined it in, and we can open an object in IF stream like using constructor method, writing the file inside the constructor of the object, or using the dot open function. Both works fine. It's always how to use it. So in this way, we have opened the file, my files in input mode. So we can take input from that file. In earlier, we have used OF stream and opened the file in the output mode in which we can write to that file. In this mode, we can read from this file. So here we will use getLine as getLine bracket in comma s. In is the object of IF stream. As I've already said, in can be used in the same fashion as cin. So getLine will actually first read the initial line of the file. So the initial line is high. This is 9 session. The initial line has been taken by the string s. So when you see out the data stored in the s, you will get this as the output. So what will happen if if you don't use the getLine function? Let's see. If I open the file using the IF stream using the constructor method, and I don't use the getLine function, I just normally use in like cin, then it will take value in s up to high comma only, because after that there is a space. And as I have said, in works as cin, in works similar to cin, and cin stop taking input after it encounters a white space, that is a space bar or a new line, or when I enter key is pressed. So I hope till now it's clear. Let me check the chats. If any doubts, you can ask here. I guess everything is fine. So let's see. So there's another function which is called the EOF function. That is the end of file function, which returns 1 when we reach the end of file, else it returns 0. So whenever you open a file in reading mode, you can think there's an imaginary pointer that is also created. So here you can see when we open a file, you can just think that a pointer is in the beginning of the file. So as we start taking the input from the file, the pointer also starts moving. The character which is moved from the pointer moves character by character and gives input to the string s. So in this code, when we wrote getLine in comma s, the file pointer moves through the complete line, and transfer this whole data to the string s and comes to the second in the starting of the second line. So this might feel a bit, this is a bit different from other pointer of there's actually a file pointer that is created when we open, that is created when we open a file, and that moves through the file as we input data from the file to the program. So EOF uses this file pointer to identify when the end of the file is reached. So here is a function to print the whole content of that file. So here I have uses the object of the ifstream class in, and the string s is created as usual. And in the while loop, I have written in.eof not equal to 1. Means I am saying that until we haven't reached the end of the file, I will take the input in s and see out in the terminal. So you can see this is the output which has been printed here. So this is how we use eof end of files eof function. So till now we have seen how to read from a file, write to a file, and how to check the end of a file. So now we can actually make a copy of file, because to make a copy of file, you have to just read from a file and write to some another file. Before starting this session, this part, I would like to ask if you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat. Any doubt till now? So I guess there is no doubt. So I will proceed with the slides. Okay. So how to make a copy of a file? So as I have said, there should be a file from which we will read the data, and there should be a file to which we will write the data. So I will open. I am going to make a copy of my files. You can see here. This is the file, my files, and I will use it in input mode using the ifstream object in, as I have to read from that file, and I have to write to another file, my files.copy, which will store the copy of this file, my files. So the out function will create a file with this name if it does not exist. If such a file ever exists in the system in this folder, then it will rewrite the whole thing. That is, it will erase the data present in the file and start from the initial line. Okay. So now we have created a string s, and I am first checking if that whether or not we are present in the end of line or not. If we are not present in the end of line, I will read the string s and output the string. And in a while loop, until and unless we reach the end of file, I will read the string as you go to the next line and print the string as. You might be thinking we could have used the while loop in some other fashion, such as while in dot end of eof not equals to 1, get line in comma s, out s, and slash n, and not using this if statement. In that case, after printing every string s, it will give a new line. So when the string, the last line of the file will be printed, it will give us a new line in when the last line of the my files will get printed in the my files that copy, it will automatically go to a next line, that is the line number 3, which we do not want, as we want the file my file.copy to be the exact copy of my file. And that's why I have used in a different way, so that this is the my file.copy can be an exact copy of my files. I hope till now it's clear. If any doubt, you can ask. At least you guys can say a no if there is a no doubt. I will proceed then. So if there any doubt, you can just ask. Okay, fine. I will proceed then. So by now we know how to make a copy of a given file. So let's proceed to the next slide. Okay. So here we are seeing the use of the close function. So just like the object dot open, the dot open function, the open function that we have used with ifstream and the ofstream used to open the file. That is, it makes the object of the file stream point to the given file. The in.close stream actually breaks the link between the object of the IF stream of the or the OF stream with that file. So if when we this is the same copy paste command. So when we created a object in and we opened it with my files, the object actually started to point to a file which with name my file. So there is a link created between the in and my file so that we can read data from that file. On writing the command in.close, it breaks that link, and now the object of the IF stream, is not pointing to any file. Similarly, out.close actually breaks the link between the out and the my files that dot copy. So actually, it's a good programming practice to close those link between the object and the file when they are not in use. So here we are going to a bit compile. Here we are starting a bit different thing than file handling. And I guess till here it's everything understandable. Now we will start compile C++ and C programs. So whenever we make a simple any program, any C or C++ program, we have to compile that program so that a computer can read that program. A computer cannot directly read a C or a C++ program. It has to be first compiled. So we have some compilers such as GNU-C and GNU-C++ compiler, which are used to compile C, C++ programs. And there are some terminal functions also. I will say shell functions such as GCC, which used to compile the C code, and G++, which is used to compile C++ code. Whenever you in any IDE, when you write some code, whether it is a C code or a C++ code, and when you click on the run button, actually these are the GCC and G++ command which are implemented when you after clicking the run button. So when the C++ file or a C file is compiled, the compiled files, the compiled file does form is given a default name a.out. So this a.out is nothing but a compiled file. So let me show it in code. I will code that. So it's a simple C++ program, which you can see there. I have opened it in Replit, in which you are doing the mini project. So hopefully you by now you know how to use Replit. So this is a simple C program which just print hello. So if this is written in a file with name main.cpp. So if I need to compile this file, I have to write G++. G++ is a command to compile C++ language. And you have to write this code in this cell portion of the screen. You can see on the top right section, there is a console and there is a cell. You have to go to the cell and just write G++ and the name of the file. That is .cpp. So when you press enter, it's compiling it. You will see there in the file section, there is a file with name a.out. This is the actually compiled C++ file which a system or a computer can read and understand. So a compiler is nothing but a translator which translates the C++ language into a language which a system or a computer can understand. So I guess till now everything is clear. Okay, good. So everything is clear by now, and this G++ thing is also clear, I guess. And if this is a C++ program, if this happened to be a C program, you have to, instead of G++, we would be using GCC. But GCC main.cpp. But since this is a C++ program, we have to use the G++ command that it calls the C++ compiler. And a.out is the compile file of the main.cpp. So so this is how it is done. This is main.c++. I wrote the command g++ main.c++. It gives me a file with the name a.out. So the default name is a.out. What if we want to give name of our desire to a file? So this can be done by using -o. So after G++, you have to just write -o, then give a space, write the name of the file that you want to give to the compile file, and then write the name of the file that has to be compiled. Okay, I am going to repeat it again. Write the command g++, give a space, write a -o, give a space, write the name of the file which you want to give to the compile file, give a space, write the name of the C++ file that you want to compile. So let me code it for you. So when we simply ran the g++ command, it just gave us a.out. So now let's give the compiled file as name hi, etc. So g++ a space -o. This -o help us to give name to the file. So -o space name of the file. Let us give the name as hi, and then main.cpp. So when I press enter, you can see that here is a file with the name hi. This is the compiled file. Both a.out and hi will contain the same information, but the thing is that they have different names. So you can set the name of your own desire by having a -o in front of it. And one thing to note, the name should not contain any space. Means if you write hi file, this will not compile. You should not have any space in the name. The thing is that this after a space, it will take hi as the file which has the after hi the sorry. So after you give a space, after hi you as you give a space, it will take the next word as the name of the file which has to be compiled. Since with the name of file, no such file exists here, it will show up an error. So the name of the file actually should not contain any space, and without any space, it will compile and give a file with name hi. This is the compiled file. And so using the -o, you can give name to your file. So let's see how do we run this compile file. For running this compile file, the command we have to actually give the address to the given file. So in the language that you are using this cell is the bash language. In this, this is the present location which is shown here. Let me show you. So here it is written a tilde with a forward slash and glorious optimal archive. So this tilde shows the home directory or the home folder. And it shows that within the home folder, we are in a folder with name glorious optimal archive. So beside the $sign, whatever the text is written, it just shows the address where we are present. So when in here, it is written that we are present in desktop folder, and within the desktop folder, we are present in the file folder. And actually, this main.c++ and a.out are present in my file folder. So I have opened the terminal at that location. So this location has been displayed here. This tilde here shows my home directory. Just like in Windows, you have C user and then desktop as location. In Linux-based system, you have a home directory, then a folder with name desktop, and inside that folder you can have some other folders such as I have a folder with name file, and inside that file I have another folder such as another files. Inside my file folder I have files such as a.out and main.c++. I have written there here that these files are in my file folder, which are present in my desktop. One thing to remember, everything in Linux is actually folder. So desktop is also a folder that is present in the Linux. So this is the present location where I am in the terminal. So to run the a.out, I have to actually write the whole address to the a.out. So I can simply write /a.out. The dot says go to the present location, means this location, and from there go to a.out. So dot is just saying dot means this whole stuff where the terminal is present. So this dot just simplifies our work. Instead of writing this whole stuff, we can just write a dot and it means same as this stuff. and then we will write slash a dot out. But if we are not in that location of the file in which a dot out is present, look, a dot out was present in the file folder, so we can simply use the dot to run that. Let's go to the home folder. A dot out is not present in that home folder. So from that we have to go to the desktop folder. This is home slash desktop. Then from desktop we have to go to the files folder slash a file, and from there we have to go to the a dot out to run the program. After writing this and pressing enter, you will get the desired output. Let me code it once. So we have the compiled file a dot out. Since the file is compiled at the same location only, in this folder only, glorious optimal archives, I can directly write dot slash a dot out. And it will run the file and it will print hello. Since hi is also the same compiled file, it will also print the same thing. If I print dot slash hi, it will print hello. I can also actually write tilde slash g. So here I have actually written the complete address of a dot out. So it is actually home directory, then this a folder with this long name. And then we have from there, we have to go to the a dot out. After pressing enter. Okay, so it is not allowing access. It is not allowing me access to this. Yes, just a second. The S is not here. So it printed hello. So I wrote actually the complete address of a dot out here. That is the home directory. From there, you have to go to a file with name glorious optimal archive. And from there, you have to go a dot out. It will run the compiled file hello. So this is what I have written here. That you can do it in both the ways, depending on where your terminal is open. If it is open in that folder only where a dot out is present, just giving a simple dot means you are just copying pasting the present location in that part. If you are not in that location, that is, if you have opened the terminal in some other directory, you have to actually write the whole address to a dot out, and the output is going to be the same in both the case. So, any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask. This is quite new thing. So it's good, I guess. No doubt till now. Just a second. So is has include the question here is has include file name and iStream file the same. I couldn't get you actually, but okay. So just look here. The F stream is here, and IF stream is under yeah, file stream. So what you are asking is file name and IF stream file same. I actually couldn't get you what you are trying to ask. Can you rewrite your question? Whosoever has wrote it. Oh, no, they are not the same. Okay, I understood what you are telling. Has include, so in that, you are referring to that mini project now. So those has that was not okay. So those has include were not written using angular bracket. You might have noticed it. Those were written using quotes. So if a file is already within that folder, you can include that file using those quotes. Actually, you can write some files such as what's array. Let's say array, and I can include the content of the file here. So writing has is actually not same as IO stream or any other thing. Hash include array means actually there's something like read from this file. That is hash include array actually copy paste the content of the file here. Just understood in a simple way that hash include array, there's nothing more than copy pasting the content of the file here. Just that much. Is it clear now? Uh, you can say if it's okay, fine. So where was I? We have seen this also, and this one also. Okay, so as I have already said, here dot means dot that I was using here, not this dot. This is a dot out. This is name. The dot I was using before this slash refers to the current folder or the directory. Folder is same as directory. There is no distinction between them. In Windows, you call it as folder, and in Linux-based machine, you call them as directory. And tilde show my home folder or directory. So the address in this format is actually same to what you see in Windows. Like you have C user, username, and desktop. Here we have a home directory and then a desktop. So that's it. If you want to ask some question or some part of the slide that was not clear, you can just write it on chat. So is everything in the slide clear till now? Uh, you can respond with a yes or no. Okay, good. So this is all what I have to present in this session. Hopefully you enjoyed all the CodeCraft sessions and this session also. So these are linked to attendance form, feedback form, and the Slido rating. Please scan them.